Thank you and welcome back. Shelley has our next question.
The city has completed the terms of its consent decree with the Department of Justice over the excessive use of force by APD. However, a Target 7 investigation revealed APD officers are involved in as many shootings per year as they were before the DOJ came to town. Are you concerned the city is vulnerable to more action related to APD's use of force?
Mr. White?
Of course I'm concerned, Shelley. There have been 1,000 police shootings in the last 8 years. 50 of those were homicides. They were violent. I mean, I should say fatal, excuse me. I'm very concerned that this is a reflection of just how dangerous and violent our streets have become for our officers. You always have to be worried about exposure. But the thing about this that concerns me the most is our streets are so violent and so vicious that one of our officers is going to get injured or killed. It is also the reason why I am so upset and appalled by the mayor's recent ad where he called officers, said officers were killing innocent people, basically that they're killers. This was rebuked by the FOP and the Albuquerque Police Officers Association, and rightfully so. It's appalling to suggest that officers were killing innocent people. And that's why I believe it's in one part why I got the endorsement.
Time is up,
from
Mr.
the
White.
Fraternal
Thank you.
Order of Police.
Mayor, you also have a minute.
Well, everyone knows that we got into this mess because of Darren. And it was literally his policy to unshackle the police that led to the police saying things like we are human waste removal machines, and to our officers saying that they got direction from the top to actually use more physical uses of force of violence. And when we think about what that means, you mentioned lawsuits earlier. You cost the city, just in your 2 years alone, $240 million in lawsuits. And one of those was for a veteran that was killed, and I think he was innocent. One of those was for Mr. Torres in his backyard, standing with no weapons, who was shot 3 times in the back. I think he was innocent too. These are the kinds of policies that you're perpetuated, and that's why the DOJ came here. And in total, it has cost the city $130 million in lawsuits because of your reckless policy.
Mr. White, 30-second rebuttal.
What the mayor just said is absolutely not true. I was only the public safety director for 18 months, and there were 18 shootings. Mayor, within these 100 shootings, you now have wrongful death lawsuits. You've paid $1 million to a young man recently for a wrongful death lawsuit. You have another lawsuit right now that involves a man who was handcuffed in the back of a police car and he was killed. That is going to cost millions of dollars.
Time is up. Mayor, 30-second rebuttal.
Well, the difference in those is Darren's lawsuits in just his short time. Thank goodness it was that short, because he cost us almost $20 million. So we can argue about $1 million versus 20. But in the examples you gave, those folks either had weapons or were attacking police. The veteran, Kenneth Ellis, was not attacking police. And Mr. Torres was not attacking police. And Torres did not have a weapon. And if you even want to take this further and look at Bobby Unser, Al Unser, your folks threw him to the ground and handcuffed him on his own property.
Mr. Mayor, your time is up. Thank you. We're going to move on to immigration, and Bob Clark has our next question.
The city of Albuquerque has maintained sanctuary city status, immigrant-friendly status as well. Would you continue this policy, modify it, or reverse it? And what are your thoughts on its impact to overall public safety and, of course, the risk of losing federal funds in the future?
Mayor, you have 1 minute.
Well, folks know my policy, our immigrant-friendly policy, which is very clear. It is in the best interest of safety in Albuquerque. And what that policy means is that, first off, if you do anything wrong, we will arrest you and we will put you in jail. The difference is we do not ask your status. We don't ask your documentation. Whether you're going to school, whether you're going to a library, we are not going to fleece you for your papers. Unfortunately, that is what's happening all over the country. And that's why this is so important to keep our immigrant-friendly policy. We also don't collect that data. So we can be in full compliance with the federal government, and we can work with them in ways that protect our families, because we can share the information that we have, because we don't track immigration status. That's how we know that if somebody has to call the police, they are not afraid of getting deported. That is what we need. Everyone should feel safe to call the police.
Mr. White, you also have 1 minute.
My policy will be clear. If you are arrested in our community, if you're arrested for a crime and you are here illegally, your information, we will allow the immigration to be in our booking facility so that they can check everyone who goes through it. This isn't an immigration issue. It's a public safety issue. And let me explain how that works, Mayor, and why your law, your policy is so dangerous. Last year, there was a man from Venezuela that strangled his girlfriend, and then he tried to kill her daughter. He was arrested and then released because of your policy. 1 month later, he committed murder. That's exactly how dangerous this policy is. My policy is common sense, it's public safety. It's common sense just like President Obama. This is the same plan. It was called Secure Communities. And what it says is if you are here illegally and commit a crime, you should be deported. This isn't about families. This isn't about victims. It's not about witnesses.
Time is up, Mr. Wright.
This is,
Okay, 30-second rebuttal, Mayor.
you know, you can't have it both ways. You can't be against my policies and not be for what Trump is trying to do in terms of rounding up immigrants. That's just the way it is. And so you can try and water that down and walk it back all you want for political purposes, or you can just admit it. You want to allow ICE to round up and arrest people like they're doing in other cities. And that is wrong because we know they're doing it to innocent people. Whether it's folks being pulled out of their car who are US citizens, whether it's folks at restaurants right here in Albuquerque that we know have been detained and they're
Time
US
is up,
citizens,
Mayor.
we have to
Mr.
protect our
White, real
families.
quick, is your policy a roundup or not?
No, absolutely not. And the mayor knows that. He is just trying to inject fear. And it's his favorite card that he likes to pull, is that everything is about Donald Trump. Let me tell you, if you had the mayor's atrocious record, if you can't run on results, let's run on Donald Trump. That's his policy right now. That is his campaign. I've made it very clear. This is not about roundups. It's not about families. It's not about victims. It's about witnesses. It's a dangerous policy that let a man free to commit murder.
Thank you, gentlemen. Our next topic is homelessness. Dan, you have our next question, please.
A recently announced count found nearly 3,000 homeless individuals in Albuquerque on a given day, an 8% increase from last year. What do you think is causing that increase, and what can and should be done to change the trend?
Mr. White, you go first.
Thank you. I know the cause. It's pretty simple. It's the mayor's failed policy. You know, he's been telling us for years that everything he's doing is working. But yet, in the last few years, our homeless population has doubled. Let me say that again. In the last few years, it has doubled. What I have said we will do, we will provide people the services that are available. We spent hundreds of millions of dollars on programs and services. We'll make them available to the homeless. If they refuse, the law will be strictly enforced. Let me tell you another thing that we've recently learned. 50% of these people in the last PIT survey that was done, they're not even from Albuquerque. They're from outside of Albuquerque. This is the way to handle this problem.
Thank you, Mr. White. Mr. Kelly, you also have a minute.
You know, Darren's really softening all his approach because people don't like what you've already said. You said that you would unshackle the police to actually arrest homeless and people feeding the homeless. That's what you actually did when you were in charge of this issue at the city. That's why what you're proposing is so dangerous. So you can try and hide it in and tone it down as best that you can, but your answer is arrest. You want to arrest the homeless. That is illegal, it is ineffective, and it's inhumane. We instead should help the homeless. That's why we have to offer ways, which we've done by creating the Community Safety Department, a whole department of social workers that reaches out to the homeless and actually offers them into shelter services and addiction services. Because why are they homeless, whether they're from here or not? A huge reason is affordability. That's why you have to work on that. It's our housing cost. That's why you have to work on that. And it's also because they're addicted. And that's why I'm building more and more beds that actually have addiction treatment capabilities in the Gateway system. That's how we get out of this problem. You cannot arrest your way out of this problem.
Mr. White, 30-second rebuttal on arresting the homeless only, please.
You have just heard the mayor say he doesn't care whether families have to live in filth, whether they have to keep their children away from needles. He doesn't care that businesses are struggling to survive. I do find it interesting, though. The mayor, when the balloon fiesta comes around, miraculously, all of a sudden, the homeless are gone. And in this past election year, the homeless are gone. But when I talk about cleaning up our city and getting rid of our homeless, I can't do that. Mayor, I want to keep our city clean for every one of us year round. Not
Time is
just
up,
when
Mr. White.
when we have visitors.
We're going to go to another
Rebuttal on
break.
that,
When we
Doug.
come back, we're going to have each candidate ask another question of the other.